So Assassin's Creed is a game that's based on historical fact. You play Altair, a master assassin, and your mission in the game that you're given by the head of all the assassins is to track down and assassinate 9 key guys who are causing the Third Crusade to be worse. So bad guys on all sides. The assassins are a third party, and in this you are tracking down Talal, who's a slave trader, who is located in the rich district of Jerusalem. Basically, you do, like in most of your assassination missions, you have some reconnaissance parts where you find out where he is, what the setup is, and there's always a bit of a twist in that. But then also there's an overarching twist in the story where you're always asking yourself the question of, what did this assassination mean? Is there something a little bit different that I don't know about that's connecting these guys? And as you make your way through the game, you unravel this deeper kind of story. In Assassin's Creed, you have 4 different main weapons and also a bunch of abilities that you get as you rank up. So when the story starts, you're a master assassin, you have everything. And your first mission, which we didn't show here, you mess up. And basically you get stripped of all of your weapons. And then the head of the assassins, Al-Mualim, says, okay, you've got to do this task, get these 9 guys, and each time you finish one guy off, he goes, okay, you know, you're ready to, I'll give you back this weapon, or I'll give you this tool back, or you get to rank up to the next level.
We have three different weapons to use during a fight, and then your fourth one, your fist, but if there's weapon like big sword, you don't use your fist because you'll be killed right away. But you can really use your dagger in the back or your sword, and you can switch between the two while you're fighting.
As you go through the game, you get throwing knives. Those are kind of your longish range weapon, and they're really, really powerful, but they're limited, just like, you know, your bullets in a first-person shooter. You really want to hold on to those, but they're one hit, one kill. You have your sword, which is really the traditional weapon. You have your assassin's blade, which is your hidden blade, which you use for the assassination. You can also use it in combat, but it's only defensive moves, and it's really kind of a last resort. And then you have your fists, which I don't recommend against heavily armed soldiers, but you can use them to get rid of some thugs or to find information and stuff.
The philosophy is all about openings and waiting for people to attack you so you can do counters. Yes, you have your regular attacks when you hit 1, 2, 3, but if you're really timing well, you go 1, 2, and then you have a finishing. But if you wait for an opponent's attack, then you can do really cool counters depending on their attack. But you can also use your feet to counter dodge, or if they grab you, you can do a counter grab, or you can do counter kills. So it's all about like creating your own way of killing.
Okay, so we showed you Jerusalem today, which is we haven't shown in full yet, although there are previews of it in the video that we let go for UB Days, and it's 15 times larger than the demo city that we had people play in last year. And this is the scope of the real city based on the historical plans, and each city is about this size. There's 2 other major cities in Assassin's Creed, and absolutely everything is interactive. So you're going to see some shots where you're standing on the top of a building. Everything you see in the distance, you can actually go, I'm going to go over there and pick your own path, and you can. It's all open. We have several landmarks in the game that are actual landmarks that you would find in Jerusalem if you're in Jerusalem, or in Acre if you're in Acre, or whatever, the ones that are accurate. And anytime you see a landmark that's high up, you can climb up to the top, and that will give you a vantage point on the area where it's located. It'll clear up an area of your map. It'll strategically place stuff, because that represents Altair getting to know that part of the city. And it's also a really good tool if you're being chased for an escape, because you can do the leap of faith off of that, which is a really cool move, and that enables you to be quickly hidden from people who are running after you.
Our philosophy of interacting with the environment was pretty simple. As long as you can see an object coming out of the 3D world, you can interact with. The days of the texture telling you, okay, on the blue texture you can do this, and on the green texture you can't, or the way around depending on the art direction, it was over when we started our conception work. So we say, if it's a 3D element, just like if I was like a game character, I could grab stuff, you know. Your finger can stick. If your fingers can stick, you can interact with. That's in real life, so let's do it in a game. So really, the architecture becomes your playground. And what you've seen in the actual E3 demo is a really, really small portion of a pretty wider game where we're going to experience a lot of different stuff and different place and different emotions. So really, it's really a small glimpse, and I think, and I assume that people will be surprised for just by the 5 first minutes of the game. They think they're going to be elsewhere. You'll see.